Welcome to our channel. There was a time when the most powerful number in the world did not exist. No one could write it, no one could see it. Yet today, everything depends on it. Stay with this story because the truth behind zero is more surprising than you think. Long ago, people could count things like animals, food, and gold. They used simple numbers to measure their world, but something was missing. There was no way to show nothing. This small problem created big confusion in trade, science, and daily life. Merchants often made mistakes. If someone had no items, they had no symbol to show it. This caused arguments and loss. People tried to solve this problem, but no one could find a clear answer. The idea of nothing was hard to understand and even harder to write. In many places, people use different systems to count. Some used lines, others used symbols, but none of them had a true way to represent zero. Without it, numbers were incomplete. It was like trying to build a house without one important piece. As time passed, the world became more complex, trade increased, cities grew, people needed better ways to count and record numbers. But without zero, even simple calculations became difficult. The world was slowly moving forward, but something important was still missing. Then, in ancient India, something unusual happened. A new way of thinking started to grow. Scholars began asking deeper questions. They did not only want to count things, they wanted to understand the idea behind numbers. And that is where the mystery of zero began. One thinker started to explore this strange idea. He asked, what if nothing can be something? At first, this question sounded confusing. Many people did not understand it. Some even laughed at the idea, but he did not stop thinking. He observed the world carefully. When something was taken away, what remained? When there was nothing left, how could it be shown? Slowly he realized that nothing was not empty. It has meaning. It needed a symbol. After many attempts, a simple shape appeared, a small circle. It looked empty, but it carried a powerful idea. This symbol was not just a mark, it represented zero. For the first time, nothing had to form. At first, people did not accept it easily. They were confused. How can nothing be written? How can zero exist? Many believed it was useless, but a few thinkers saw it powerful. They understood that this small circle could change everything. With zero, calculations became clearer, numbers became easier to understand. Large values could now be written simply. What once caused confusion now became simple. Slowly, the idea started spreading from place to another. Traders began using it in business. It helped them keep accurate records. Scientists used it to understand patterns. Step by step, zero started to prove its value. What was once ignored was now becoming important. But the journey was not easy. Many cultures resisted this new idea. They did not trust it. They believed traditional methods were better. From them, zero felt strange and unnecessary. Change is never easy, even when it is important. Despite resistance, the idea of zero kept growing. It moved across lands through travelers and scholars. Each new place added something to its understanding. Slowly, it became part of a bigger system of numbers. Then something unexpected happened. People realized that zero was not just useful, it was powerful. It helped create new methods of thinking. It allowed bigger ideas to form. It opened doors that were once closed. Without zero, counting stops at a limit. But with zero, numbers can grow endlessly. This simple symbol changed how people saw the world. It turns confusion into clarity. It turned limits into possibilities. As time passed, zero became part of everyday life. It was used in trade, science, and education. But most people still did not know its true story. They used it, but they did not understand its journey. The real power of zero was still hidden. It was not just a number, it was a key to something much bigger. Something that would shape the future of the entire world. And that part of the story is even more surprising. Because what happened next changed everything. Zero moved beyond simple counting. It became part of something greater, something that would connect people, machines, and ideas in ways no one had imagined before. And the most surprising part is this: without zero, the modern world you see today would not exist. No technology, no systems, no advanced science. Everything depends on this one simple idea. But how did it reach that level? That is where the story gets even deeper. As zero continued its journey, it reached new lands and new minds. Scholars in different regions started using it in their work. They saw how simple and powerful it was. Slowly, zero became a part of advanced mathematics and opened new ways of thinking. In the Middle East, great thinkers studied numbers deeply. They improved the system and helped spread it further. Zero became more accepted. It was no longer just a strange idea. It became a tool that made calculations faster, clearer, and more accurate. When zero reached Europe, people were still unsure about it. They had used different number systems for many years. But once they saw how easy calculations became with zero, they slowly accepted it. Change was slow, but the impact was strong. With zero, mathematics became more powerful. Scientists could now solve complex problems. They could measure space, time, and motion more clearly. This helped in discoveries that shaped the future. Zero was no longer small, it was now a foundation of knowledge. As centuries passed, the world entered a new age. Machines, inventions, and technology started to grow. Behind all these changes, there was something silent but powerful: numbers, and at the center of those numbers was zero. Then came one of the biggest turning points. People started creating machines that could think in a simple way. These machines did not understand words like humans. They understood only two ideas: something and nothing, one and zero. This simple system became the base of modern technology. Every computer, every phone, every digital system works using this idea. It may look simple, but it controls everything around us. Zero became the silent force behind the modern world. Messages, videos, games, and even this story all depend on zero. Without it, technology would stop. The world would return to a much simpler time. It is hard to believe that something so small holds so much power. But the story of zero is not only about numbers or machines, it is also about thinking differently. It teaches us that even something that looks empty can have great value. Sometimes the smallest ideas can create the biggest changes. At first, people ignored zero. They did not understand it. They thought it had no meaning, but those who looked deeper saw its importance. They gave it a chance, and that decision changed the direction of human story. This story is also shown as a lesson. Many times we ignore simple ideas because they seem small. We look for big solutions, but real change often starts with something small. Zero reminds us to think carefully and stay open to new ideas. It also teaches patience. The idea of zero was not accepted in one day. It took time, it faced rejection, but it survived. In the same way, good ideas in life need time to grow. They may not be accepted at first, but they can still succeed. Today, we use zero without thinking. It is part of our daily life, but when we look back, we see its true journey. From confusion to power, from rejection to success, it is more than a number, it is a story of change. And maybe that is the most powerful part. Something that once meant nothing now means everything. It supports systems, ideas, and progress. It connects the past with the future in a simple but strong way. So next time you see zero, remember its story. Remember how it started as an idea no one understood, and how it slowly became the base of the modern world. That is the true power of simple thinking. In the end, this story shows how one small idea can change everything. Zero teaches us that nothing is not always empty. Sometimes it is the beginning of something powerful, and through this hidden story, you can also learn English while understanding a real and meaningful lesson.